See people are on here. My screen. I don't have my camera. What in the world? Let's see. It's definitely an example of something that is working way too hard right now. Hey, see myself on Facebook. It's working there. Make sure I got sound over there though. All right. Um. Yep, I do have sound. Okay. Cool. Well, I can't see my screen, which is kind of it's not giving me an update, but apparently it's working. Hey, I wanted to good morning, good morning, good morning. So I wanted to do a show reviewing some other people's videos. Who are the people? I don't know. I would like to encourage you to send me some links, drop some links in the comments, and we'll see what all is going on out there. Let's see. Pull this one up. Let me just go ahead and start with this right.
Already lies laid see deep, truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. This is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Down in Galveston, it started that night. Osteen and Durati turned wrong into right. Said I was drunk, claimed the smell in the air, but no alcohol touched me, their proof wasn't there. They locked me up 11 months in a cell. Fabricated charges, a personal hell. They twisted the law, made me a pawn, but their conspiracies unravel and it won't last long. A growing plot, their power abused, but I'm breaking the chains, their lies are diffused. The truth's on my side and it's ready to speak, exposing their game, bringing justice to the weak. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Extradited from Galveston back to Lafayette. 2 weeks before trial, the lies were set. Then Ben Creekmore played his false hand, fictitious evidence in his corrupt plan. Judge Tolleson fell for the charade they showed. 2 years in prison, down a dark road. Osteen hit the stand, swore oath after oath, but his lies cracked under the weight of my growth. July 18th, they thought they'd won, but justice don't sleep, the truth has begun. Their house of cards is shaking, ready to fall. I'm standing, calling out the handed there. Nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control. Sentence vacated, exposing their soul. They built it on deceit, but the cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Candy Beavers, Hobie James played the dirty part. Conspired with Galveston to tear me apart. Jeff Busby sent false statements to the district attorney, and when the heat came down, it was so concerning. A snake in the grass hiding behind his crew, but the truth reveals everything they do. Their lies run deep, but justice runs deeper. Each betrayal exposed, the climb's getting steeper. They thought they'd silence me, bury my voice, but now it's my time and I've made my choice to shine a light, make sure these criminals pay. Justice is coming and it's here to stay. I lost it all, but I've still got the fight. Damn right, the truth's a weapon cutting through the night. The sentence declared unlawful, the order vacated. I'm vindicated, liberated, and of course I'm elated. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control. Sentence vacated, exposing their soul. They built it on deceit, but the cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Yeah, pour again. Damn right, the truth's a weapon, cutting through the night. The sentence declared unlawful, the order vacated. I'm vindicated.
What's going on? What's going on? Let me, like I said, I cannot see my camera, so I'm operating off of blind faith right now. Let's see. I need to do this real quickly. Uh, huh. Yeah. Cool. All right. There we go. All right. So, kick this off. I want y'all to definitely comment any intriguing links that you have. Um, tell me about the latest. What's going on? I've been so, and it's can't be faulted for it because I gotta I've got to make sure that I'm safe. You know, there's been a whole lot of stuff going on, so it's not, you know, I've had people take it personally because I don't get notified about certain people's videos. I mean, I'm constantly on the move, and I want um I want people to definitely understand that. Yeah, can't close that out. Anyways, I wanted to throw this up here. I don't really need this up here anymore. Okay, it's a GoFundMe setup. Um, helps out with expenses. Since people want to call me a grifter, and I haven't even asked. People don't know how bad my situation really is, and I haven't made it just known. Okay, I haven't asked for. I haven't done anything more than you see any of these other channels out there doing. I want to remind all the big channels out there that are acting salty. Okay, you know who you are. That you were a small channel as well one time. You needed people to push your stuff to you know, to help your channel grow. And this is no competition. This is my life. I need eyes on this stuff because these people are literally trying to devour me whole. And um, this all this resentment and jealousy that I'm seeing, that people think I'm trying to promote my shit, I guess for um I guess in whatever way they try to figure it out, like some kind of monetary gain. I haven't made jack shit. I've only lost. I've lost my car because of Galveston. I lost a year and a half's time. I lost literally everything. Now we have the U.S. Marshals incident over at the federal courthouse in Lafayette, Louisiana. Camera gear got destroyed. Rest of it got seized. They oh shit. Didn't hit my seat. Um, they got salty and they towed my car whenever they found out that I was getting released by the judge. And all these are expenses that I've had to, all the traveling. Of course, why wouldn't I? I would be so stupid to not set up a GoFundMe or to not try to recoup the funds of what I've lost. But to hear some of these people and people that should know better, that have a large channel. I'm not going to start calling names out, although I have half a mind to, because I think it's absolutely ludicrous. Something just the other night, and then turn around and see their pay links posted in the description and all that. It's ridiculous. We go to um I think that's it right there. I'll pull up. Don't do this to me right now. My internet browser, I had to force close out of it. I got a black screen in the background, and it's been doing this here recently. I mean, I guess if it's had a lot of stuff, a lot of videos go to it. I can't keep them on my phone because it eats up way too much. Um, there we go. That should pull up to YouTube now. I didn't realize that was still showing. Let's see. Um, wait, pulling up. It's not letting me access the web browser. Shit. Kind of what this whole thing pivoted around. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is restart the laptop, clear any extra processes off of it, and restart the live stream. But hey, what's up, Vigilance Committee? I just saw you jump on. Hey, let me just take a second and give a shout out to those that are on here. Hey, by the way, the Vigilance Committee. How did your grifting go yesterday? Yeah, I think you're dealing with a lot of the same stuff that I am. So I kind of picked up on that on the video that you did. Hey, if you can't, at some point you just gotta you can't let the haters just Just feed into it. Well, you don't feed into it, but feed into it. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to. If you're not really grifting and they're wanting to say you're grifting, well, let that bring the beast out of you. South Carolina Phoenix, what's up, man? Welcome, welcome. Integrity News or Integrity Now News, what's up with you? Popeye's Transparency, what's going on? Let's see. Our guy 936, welcome. I don't know why that's still showing. That should not be showing. Clear that layer. Hope it wipes that off the background. I was trying to change the. Yep, there we go. All right, so let's go back to that now. I keep this up here at the top. Now, what you see right here behind me, this is one of the things I wanted to talk about, particularly on this live stream, is the site Odysee. Odyssee. If you're a content creator, if you haven't checked out Odysee yet, go over there and check it out. It's all open source, okay? It puts your content, creates a blockchain. It's not controlled by algorithms like YouTube is. When your stuff goes on there, it's out there. The government can't take it down. It's like literally it's everything that YouTube isn't. I mean, they don't. That said, uh it's the monetization's a little bit different with Odysee. You actually get 100% of your money instead of having to give 40% out to YouTube, out to Google. 100% of the money that you earn, and it's paid out via cryptocurrency, which can be good or bad. I'm personally willing to let mine ride on crypto at this point, because the way that I've been shadow banned across all social medias has screwed everything up, anyways. Um, but yeah, I definitely would recommend giving Odysee a go. I just created mine. I could sync my YouTube channel up with it, so it brought everything over. You can live stream on it. In fact, I actually turned off this live stream. It would have been live. You would have seen that live on this page. But I felt like I was um, overpowering the bit rate and that it was going to screw up stuff on YouTube. So I turned off the live stream there, and I turned it off. I believe I turned it off on Facebook as well. I'm not sure. No, I didn't. So it's going on Matthew Reardon. Looks like the stream is actually flowing pretty damn good. Hey, by the way, if you go to GoFundMe, I just want to point out this bar at the top. Okay, let me get on my grifting real quickly for a second. All right. If you go to GoFundMe and if you send a donation to GoFundMe, it will pop up across the screen, right here at the middle, going across the screen, that you sent a donation. You can also send it anonymous. It'll say anonymous across there. Um, let me. So I can't even control that Odysee because I can't even freaking see. All right. So, yeah, that's a big shot to the. Ah, save my words on that. But I can't right now at the very moment until I restart the computer. I can't do anything on the internet as far as YouTube goes. What I can do is, and I was not trying to do this, but I don't want to waste the live stream either. Also, not going to keep y'all on here too terribly long before I fix it. Let me go over to Patriot News Activism, see who all's on there. Um, Actually, it's not even streaming on Patriot News Activism. Let's see. Output. Action lost to Odyssey, so I got something set up and they're wrong. I don't even know if I have anything. Hey, we got the Gaslighting Anthem. All right, Gaslight Anthem. This is something that the government you cannot be a part of the government without knowing gaslighting like the back of your hand. They make it plainly obvious. Hey, I saw a question come through the chat just a little while ago. Yes, I still am in the Galveston area. I want to. I still have questions. Still have a story to work on. Can't leave until I finish my story. So, sooner they want to give me some answers, sooner, a good Samaritan comes forward and says, "Yeah, what he did was fucking wrong. Bullshit." Sooner I can finish my story. Um, so, yeah, here's the Gaslight Anthem.
Mark Arrington. Your name
Don
is
Matthews.
Don Matthews?
Yeah.
They said it didn't happen, even when the footage showed it. They said you misunderstood, even when you quoted them word for word, for word. They said you were unstable, even when the system was falling apart. This isn't confusion, it's strategy. Gaslighting, the government's favorite tool. But every time they lie, another camera rolls. Every time they deny, another file uploads. Truth is the new rebellion, and we're filming it in real time. This is the Gaslight Anthem. It's the Gaslight Anthem. They said it didn't happen, even when the footage showed it. They said you misunderstood, even when you quoted them word for word, word for word, for word. They said you were unstable, even when the system was falling apart. This isn't confusion, it's strategy. Gaslighting, the government's favorite tool. But every time they lie, another camera rolls. Every time they deny, another file uploads. Truth is the new rebellion, and we're filming it in real time. This is the Gaslight Anthem. It's the Gaslight Anthem. It's the Gaslight Anthem. It's the Gaslight Anthem. Gaslighting, the government's favorite tool. But every time they lie, another camera rolls. Every time they deny, another file uploads. Truth is the new rebellion, and we're filming it in real time. This is the Gaslight Anthem. It's the Gaslight Anthem.
Well, for those that didn't catch it, I put out Riding with the Outlaw episode 5 the other day. Actually, I put that out while I was, close this layer down. Um, that's right. So yeah, I put that out as soon as I crossed over the state line from Louisiana into Texas, and I had thought that I had uh, mixed down the communicator call because that was really important, and that somehow did not find its way into the video. Um, and let's see. The Lamarck City Hall, man, I wish I could show that and it was in good quality. Live and you learn. Let's see. Oh, by the way, let me get your opinion on let me get your opinion. Uh, I've got quite a few um ideas for a store. Those are just a couple of them. I've actually got several uh t-shirt designs already good to go, and I just need to get the store synced up. I meant to do that actually a couple of weeks ago. Like anything else, it's really hard to balance. It's a tough balancing act. This is a real tough balancing act. Um, I kind of want to go audit a police department today, other than Galveston. Y'all want to ride along on a police department audit? Yeah, those layers are not working. Um, Media files. Let's see. Important videos.
In 1971, the court drew a line in Cohen versus California. Paul Cohen's "fuck the draft jacket" wasn't polite, but it was speech. Justice Harlan's reminder: one man's vulgarity is another's lyric, wasn't just clever phrasing. It was constitutional bedrock. The First Amendment protects the raw and the uncomfortable, because power doesn't get to dictate tone. 17 years later, NWA pushed that line further. Fuck the Police was banned from radio, condemned by politicians, and earned the group a warning letter from the FBI. But it survived. Not because gatekeepers approved, but because courts had already established in cases like Cohen that profanity and anger are protected when they are political speech. The music didn't just survive. It became an anthem against police abuse, echoing what the court had acknowledged years before. Offensiveness is not a crime. Now in 2025, I found myself living that same fight in flesh and bone. My camera was my lyric, my audit, my anthem. Yet the U.S. Marshals tried to crush it with fists instead of bans. They treated journalism like contraband, seizing equipment as if recording itself were illegal. They dragged me into cells, beat me, mocked me, and tried to rewrite the law with violence. What they could not silence with statutes, they tried to silence with shackles. The irony is bitter. The FBI once threatened NWA for words. Today, federal agents brutalize citizens for cameras. Tools of transparency. Both reveal the same truth. When speech exposes authority, authority will try to call it dangerous. Through FOIA, I had already uncovered evidence of U.S. Marshals Service bulletins and BOLOs targeting me, documents redacted so heavily you could barely read them, but enough to show they were treating journalism and First Amendment auditing as crimes. Those documents foreshadowed what came next. And now, because of what has happened, those pages must be unredacted. The conspiracy is no longer theoretical. It is lived proof. On August 25th, 2025, outside the federal courthouse in Lafayette, Louisiana, Marshal Hayden Newsom ordered me to move my camera away from a locked courthouse door. He threatened to seize it if I didn't comply. I complied. I backed up with my tripod and 4K camera in hand. That's when he attacked. He slammed me to the ground. My brand new gimbal was destroyed. My tripod shattered into pieces against me and underneath me. My 4K camera was wrecked. He violently accosted me as if press equipment was contraband. They dragged me into a holding cell. That's where Newsom drove his knuckles into my chest while I struggled to breathe. My heart was pounding, 140 to 160 beats a minute. When I knocked his arm away to stop the pain, he threatened me again and again. Assault on a federal officer. They laughed while I gasped for air. They delayed calling 911 for nearly an hour. When the paramedics finally arrived, they mocked me, saying I was just trying to delay jail. At the hospital, the indifference continued. Dismissive, condescending, unwilling to acknowledge the injuries inflicted by federal hands. When I was discharged late at night, Marshal Newsom shackled me and handed me off to Deputy Olivet of St. Martin Parish Jail. I asked before he even pulled out of the lot, "What am I being booked on?" Deputy Olivet admitted there was no charge, just a hold for the U.S. Marshals. I told him directly, transporting me without charge is kidnapping under 18 U.S. Code 1202. He claimed he was following orders. I reminded him of Nuremberg, that just following orders is never a defense. He drove me anyway. At St. Martin Parish Jail, the abuse escalated. Deputy Olivet and a female booking officer nearly broke my wrist, hoisting me by handcuffs ratcheted down so tight I could feel my bones grinding. It was torture, plain and simple. They threw me into a tiny freezing cell with only a torn blanket. I had no food the entire day. I lay on concrete in pain from my chest, my wrist, my ribs, mocked by guards who treated my suffering as entertainment. And all the while, the marshals laughed about what they had done, laughing at destroyed equipment, laughing at a broken body, laughing at constitutional rights discarded like trash. This is not law enforcement. This is not justice. This is a conspiracy. One already foreshadowed in the FOIA records. One that is now spilled into the open through violent arrest, torture, medical neglect, and unlawful detention. In 1971, the Supreme Court said the government cannot criminalize vulgar speech. In 2025, the U.S. Marshal Service tried to erase that ruling with fists, with broken equipment, with shackles and cold cells. But here's the truth. They failed. I'm still here. I'm still speaking. And I will not stop. Because history will not absolve those who hide behind just following orders. It will remember those who stood. This is the warning. This is the record. And this is not the end.
Okay. Um, I don't have remember if I even have what I put on the other night or not. Um, let's think, if I'm not mistaken, that's no.
It's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the It's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the It's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the
I wonder if Lion-Ass Osteen's here tonight. I wonder if Lying-Ass Osteen is here tonight. We're going to listen to some music about Lying-Ass Osteen with the Galveston Police Department. This is track 7 off the album. This is the Osteen Files, Exhibit L.
Osteen, you fraud with a badge on your chest. Fabricated that report, now you under duress. Never saw me stumble, never saw me sway, but you wrote a DWI like it's theater play. No FSC, no breath, no slurred speech heard, but your pen dance lies with each made up word. You radio drunk just to get the green light, but your own cam footage shows I'm clear that night. You're not a cop, you're a courier for crooks, planted fiction in reports while the whole world looks. I'm the journalist you tried to erase, but now your name's tattooed on every court case. Father Franks lit fire to your fake effing sheet. DA saw the lies, dismissed it in defeat. Unable to prove, nah, let's say what it is. You had nothing from the jump, just revenge and a fizz. This is Exhibit L, L for liar, L for loss, L for the look on your face when you got tossed. You framed me, I framed you back in bars. Now you haunted by every one of these scars. No walk, no test, no facts in hand. Just a fraud in blue with a shaky plan.
I've been working on it.
You made me bleed while I laid face down. 6 cops held me while you watched like a clown. UTMB complicit, they played your game. Let a nurse turn torture into badge-fueled shame. You stole my ride, had my keys disappear. Sold it off while my family shed tears. You thought I'd fold? Nah, I was building the proof, turning every abuse into unshakable truth. Galveston County, you co-signed the fraud, but you folded like cowards when the facts got broad. May 9th, 2025 marked that day. Dismissal dropped and I walked away, but I ain't done. I'm just getting loud, turning your lies into a jury crowd. And when I drop this in court, on record and tape, your career gonna vanish, no chance to escape. This is Exhibit L, L for liar, L for loss, L for the look on your face when you got tossed. You framed me, I framed you back in bars. Now you haunted by every one of these scars. No walk, no test, no facts in hand. Just a fraud in blue with a shaky plan. You took an oath, Osteen.
We got one right here.
To protect and serve. But all you protected was a lie, and all you served was the state's revenge. So now I'm serving you. Bars for the badge, truth for the trap, a reckoning for the record. I ain't scared of you, I documented every move. Laid bare your falsehoods in a legal groove. I'm the plaintiff, the witness, the author, the blade, and your whole little empire about to fade. No more cover, no more code, no union can save. When I drop these tracks from the courtroom grave, and I hope you hear this in your dreams at night, cause the man you framed just flipped on the light. This ain't a diss, it's a death certificate and rhyme for a cop who crossed lines, now indicted in time. So go check the docket, go read the brief. I'm the storm you unleashed, now I bring the grief. This is Exhibit L, L for liar, L for loss, L for the look on your face when you got tossed. You framed me, I framed you back in bars. Now you haunted by every one of these scars. No walk, no test, no facts in hand. Just a fraud in blue with a shaky plan.
I've got a few things that I'm going to be addressing tonight. First things first, there was some disrespectful shit the other night. Downright freaking disgusting. Disgusting by Generally Specific. And I have not
Um, I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize my audio was off. Um, got it back on now. Yeah, something force closed. I really wanted to review some new videos with y'all. Get caught up on different things, current events going on. Um, I wanna kind of do it as a um basically as a community. So um, what I need to do is figure out what's going on with this. Maybe go figure out a place to audit also. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna figure out a place to audit. I'm gonna figure out the problems with my computer. And a little bit later today, we're going to try this again. Or I can go to YouTube. We can get caught up on everything together. And definitely, please make sure you go to Odyssey. Odyssee. As you can see, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, I'm on. Well, it's not on Patriot News Activism at the same time. It's on We the People News on YouTube, as well as my Matthew Reardon Facebook profile. But even those two, there should be no reason that it's got one or two people total on there. The shadow banning is real. You can look at the analytics and see how it's just been all of a sudden it wants just a drop off. It's kind of been happening over time, but then particularly over the last couple of months or over the last month especially, it's been a complete nosedive. Um, Follow me, subscribe to me on Odyssey, because I feel like it's not going to be long and I won't have a YouTube channel or a Facebook profile anymore. I feel like that um, part of their goal, deep state, is to wipe me off of the internet. Because if I'm not reaching people, then that's good for them. Can't let them win. So we got to figure out a way to get around that, to beat the algorithm, to beat the shadow ban. And the only thing that I can think of is subscribing to me on Odyssey. It doesn't cost you anything, and it'll help. I mean, it's a open source platform where they cannot mess with anything. They can't tweak with my reach. The only thing that can be that they really can have their hands in screwing with is whoever they've got these built up relationships with. If it's Google, if it's Facebook, um, it's not going to be with Odyssey. Okay. So if I can get people to go over there and subscribe to me on Odyssey, um, at least we can kind of still keep eyes on this thing. I'm gonna I see people are jumping back on here now, and I really don't have I don't know if I have anything else. Let me go browse my disk real quickly. Important videos. Other than
Good afternoon. My name is Matthew Reardon. I'm a journalist, a father of four, and a relentless advocate for our constitutional rights. I stand here today at the federal courthouse in Salt Lake City, not just on my own behalf, but on behalf of every American who has ever placed faith in the integrity of our legal system, only to have that faith betrayed. On January 21st of this year, an illegal prison sentence was finally vacated. A sentence that had stolen precious time from my life and my children. Within a week, I relocated from Mississippi to Layton, Utah, looking to rebuild. But almost immediately, illegal surveillance was conducted by Oxford Police Department. And on that very same day, my private address, which had never been made public, was doxed out and disseminated to 139 police officers, along with false and defamatory information. I filed a federal lawsuit on March 31st of this year to challenge this and other constitutional violations. That very day, I went to the FBI here in Salt Lake City to submit a sworn declaration, a formal statement under penalty of perjury. Instead of taking it, I was told a background check was required before I could even speak with an agent. I was reporting the situation standing outside in the visitor parking lot when I was threatened with arrest for trespassing, and my license plate was documented. Since then, I filed 2 separate motions to lift the stay on my case, a motion for recusal, because every day that this stay remains in place, the harm I suffer intensifies. But the court has not acted. The stay remains. The silence continues. And it's not just the court. The Office of the Inspector General has refused to acknowledge either of the 2 formal complaints I submitted, each one backed by evidence and urgency. Not even a case number. The FBI has ignored both of my FOIA requests, filed nearly a month ago. No acknowledgement, no tracking number, nothing. It's like I'm being swatted away by the Department of Justice, treated like an inconvenience, like a problem to be buried. And now, even the federal courthouse behind me, once hailed as the guardian of rights, seems to be joining in. What happened to the separation of powers? What happened to checks and balances? On May 2nd, I was threatened with criminal charges in Morgan County, Utah, for using my alias name, Don Matthews, on public record request submitted under Utah's GRAMA law. Why? Because my real name had already been doxed. Because 2 reckless municipalities, Layton and Oxford, abused their power and weaponized my identity. So what would any journalist do? I protected myself. And for that, they're threatening me with prosecution. How many more hits am I expected to take? How many more shocking acts of complicity and retaliation must be endured before someone says enough? And what happens if or when the federal court behind me continues to do nothing? At what point does justice delayed become justice denied? Because right now, from where I stand, this courthouse, this symbol of liberty, is beginning to look less like a temple of justice and more like a kangaroo court. I'm calling on the press. I'm calling on the public. I'm calling on every honest official and citizen who still believes in the rule of law. Look at what's happening here. Don't turn away. Demand answers. Demand accountability. Because if this can happen to me, a journalist, a Marine Corps veteran, it could happen to anyone. Thank you for being here. I will not be silenced. I will not back down. and I will not stop fighting until justice is not just a slogan, but a reality for myself and for every American who still believes in the promise of our Constitution. This is Matthew Reardon, reporting live from the federal courthouse in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. We the People News.
That one right there. That one, kind of. It's the truth. I mean, the court has actually even gotten involved now as far as playing into the madness. Sends chills up my spine hearing that. But I dismissed the lawsuit a few weeks ago because I wasn't going to let um some stupid judge that wanted to play into the corruption uh, screw, just keep keep control of that. I wanted to maintain control in my own suit. I dismissed it. It was on my terms, not on his, and I can rebring it. And I'll bring it again in a different format and in a different venue. You can rest assured on that. All right. I think that's well. I need to get this figured out, and I'm gonna go and figure out a place to audit. I do want to throw this out here real quickly. I threw a link up a few minutes ago. It's called Linktree. I've put most, if not all, of my important links on there. Donation links, important links to like an article. Um, let me. Um, okay. It's gonna go away in just a second. Um, Here you'll see it. It's a bit of a lag. Um, there we go. So when you go to link, so you're basically spelling out Linktree as far as the website address, linktr.ee/WTP News. And you will see my important links right there. It's you don't have Linktree. Somebody, Richard Moore, actually introduced me to that. USA, GSA, Richard Moore, and that is a fantastic way to kind of stay more organized. All right, I've wasted enough time as it is, and we hadn't gotten jack shit done. I'm gonna end this live stream. I'm gonna fix it, and I'm gonna come back live in a little bit with an audit, and then we got to go ask some questions back in Galveston, okay? Because, uh, hey, I haven't gotten any answers yet, and this story can't come anywhere close to a conclusion until I start getting some answers. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to Odyssey. Go check out my link tree. If you're feeling generous, any number of ways. Any of those donation links are great. GoFundMe, the Give Send Go, Cash App, and the Venmo help provide travel expense for now, and that's definitely something I could for sure use. All right, y'all. I appreciate it. Check back in. Check back in.